Late hour, thick hair, a clock with a second hand that limps, refusing to arrive. Cigarette ember, a small sullen planet, spinning in her fingers, ash orbiting the napkin edge. Smoke curling up, finding the one harsh bulb, haloing a profile like it's praying for forgiveness. She sits, spine straight as a verdict, heels hooked on the stool's last rung, coat closed against nothing at all. She is alone in a crowded stillness, talking to time with her silence. Every tick a tiny betrayal, every breath a slow confession. She is alone in a room full of staring glasses, half-finished stories lined up in a row. The night leans in to listen, but she has nothing left to tell it. Lipstick stain on the rim, a crimson crescent, open mouth regret, pressed onto cheap crystal. Her drink doesn't move, water sweating down its neck, ice melting like decisions, softly then suddenly gone. In her bag, under silken receipts, cold metal sleeping, patient as a winter river, names drift through her mind, without faces, without weight, like dust in the beam. She pretends not to see. She is alone in a crowded stillness, trading her pulse for the minutes, every tick scraping paint from memory, every breath filing down the blade. She is alone with a lipstick echo, one red comma on a glass. The night keeps asking its question, and she keeps changing the subject. Outside a siren yawns, then forgets what it wanted. Tires hush over wet asphalt, carrying strangers towards softer rooms. Inside the piano sighs once, then closes its mouth. The bartender polishes the same spot until the wood remembers daylight. Her shadow on the bar, long then longer, stretched thin by the angle of regret, threatening a snap. She adjusts her glove, one finger at a time, each tug a slow goodbye to something that never arrived. She is alone at the end of the hallway, our doors stay locked in their frames. Every tick is a match going out, every breath another failed spark. She is alone with the smoke and its spirals, writing cursive across the dim air. The night lays its head on her shoulder, she does not lift it away. Somewhere a window will pale, coffee will steam, newsprint will blacken hands. Here she leaves only the glass, the fading curl of her scent, and that small red crescent drying in place. The clock limps on into the next stranger's story. The gun has its own quiet time. She sits 2 stools from the end, counting the cracks in a chipped mahogany edge. Ice eyes in her glass, then forgets it was ever solid. Lipstick bleeding at the rim like a quiet confession. Cigarette smoke climbs, slow staircase to nowhere, curl by curl erasing the ceiling. Her shadow outlines the bar stool chrome, a double exposed to a past no one remembers. Time moves sideways in places like this, thick in the throat, thin on the wrist. She waits by not moving, she lives by not calling it life. The room keeps refilling, she stays the same. Ashtrays and alibis stacked in front of her, every hour a stranger, every stranger a blur. The jukebox flickers, half-hearted halos of color songs she has never chosen, playing like old habits. She stirs the drink, only to watch it settle, tiny storms that never make land. Her heels rest on the brass rails, cold memory, a run in her stocking maps, a silent escape route. In her purse, cold metal heartbeat, quiet obedient to the slowest anger. Time moves sideways in corners like this, spilled on the counter, stuck to her lips. She talks to the mirror by not meeting its eyes. Her name feels rented, her smile misfiled. Ashtrays and alibis line up like ghosts, every story unfinished, every ending the same. Outside, night leans on the window, rain drawing fingerprints she will never leave. Inside, the clock above the bottles ticks in another language only her bones understand. She could stand, she could vanish instead. She edits her silence, one drag at a time. Oh, time moves sideways, then slips through the crack between the last call and the first slide back. She traces the stain on the rim of her glass, proof she was here, proof she has passed. Ashtrays and alibis circle her like rings. She is the still blue center where nothing begins. Smoke folds into smoke, light forgets to be bright. The gun goes on sleeping at the bottom of her bag. She thinks of leaving as slowly as ash falls, a single grain of sugar untouched in the dark. She counts the bottles lined up like tired ghosts, each one a year, she almost remembers. Cigarette smoke curls upward, slow scripture on the dim air. Her perfume arrives before her breath leaves, after her name slips from their tongues. Slow time, thick time, stirring in her glass. She waits for nothing, and nothing is late. Lipstick bleeding on the rim like a small wound. She drinks around it to keep the mark intact. Slow time, thick time, clinging to her dress. Every second, another loose thread. The bar mirror returns her a fraction softer each night. Neon numbers on the clock forget how to move. They hover between ticks like they fear the fall. A hidden gun presses its patient shape against her thigh, an invisible promise. Slow time, thick time, stirring in her glass. She waits for nothing, and nothing is late. Lipstick bleeding on the rim like a small wound. She drinks around it to keep the mark intact. Slow time, thick time, clinging to her dress. Every second, another loose thread. Somewhere the song ends and begins at the same moment. Laughter leaks through the doorway, faint like a memory she never owned. Her shadow sits beside her, hands folded, ready to go. Slow time, thick time, stirring in her glass. She waits for nothing, and nothing is late. Lipstick bleeding on the rim like a small wound. She drinks around to keep the mark intact. Slow time, thick time, clinging to her dress. Every second, another loose thread. Ash lengthening, threatening to fall, yet holding on. Out of habit, smoke halos unravel above her, then vanish into the ceiling's hush. The gun rests, the glass wets, the room breathes. She does not. Cigarette ash hanging on a question. Smoke spelling cursive circles in the dim. The clock behind the bottles forgets which way to move. Ice shifts in a glass like a tiny collapsing room. Her elbow on the bar, wrist a tired metronome. Red nails drumming soft threats on oak. The bartender talks about weather and never about years. She answers with a shrug and a slow inhale of silence. She is a lipstick ghost in the glass, color left where her mouth once was. The night keeps filling, spilling, staying the same. Every second walks in circles around her name. She is the shadow in her own story, waiting for nothing, dressed like glory. Time drips thick and slow down the side of the bar, and nobody asks who she really is or how long she sat here so far. The gun sleeps, a small dark planet in her purse, cold orbit under loose receipts and old sins. Its weight pulls on the strap, tugs her shoulder toward the floor. A secret gravity that keeps her from floating away. On the TV in the corner, a game that ended years ago. Men cheer in colors that have faded, like faces she forgot to remember. Her reflection in the mirror doubles, fractures, rearranges. A stranger in her dress, mouthing words she never said. She is a lipstick ghost in the glass, color left where her mouth once was. The night keeps filling, spilling, staying the same. Every second walks in circles around her name. She is the shadow in her own story, waiting for nothing, dressed like glory. Time drips thick and slow down the side of the bar, and nobody asks who she really is or how long she sat here so far. Still running in bare feet toward a door that never opens. Here, the only doors are swinging for people who leave before they know they're leaving. She tilts her head, listens to the long, low hum of hours. Each tick a small surrender, each talk a tiny crime. She is a lipstick ghost in the glass, color left where her mouth once was. The night keeps filling, spilling, staying the same. Every second walks in circles around her name. She is the shadow in her own story, waiting for nothing, dressed like glory. Time drips thick and slow down the side of the bar, and nobody asks who she really is or how empty forever can are. She sits In the corner that never remembers names, elbow resting in a small pool of light, dust swimming lazy circles through the yellow air. Cigarette smoke curls like a tired question up past the crooked liquor bottles, then forgets what it was asking halfway to the ceiling. Ice sweats down her glass, a thin red half moon pressed to the rim, the kiss of an absence that never quite dries. Lipstick, smoke and time, everything fading at the edges. She watches the room grow older, one slow exhale at a time. Lipstick, smoke and time, every second tastes like waiting. She is the only thing not moving while the night drips past the blinds. The clock over the bar ticks in a different language, each second a dull metallic footstep pacing the corridor just behind her eyes. The hidden weight at her hip breathes against her like a secret animal, warm, patient, awake, counting her heartbeats for her. Laughter breaks, then falls apart at the far end of the room, like glass shattering underwater, all motion, no sound that reaches where she sits. She stirs the ice, little frozen planets clinking in orbit, their bright brief lives melting into something clear and formless. Lipstick, smoke and time, everything fading at the edges. She watches the room grow older, one slow exhale at a time. Lipstick, smoke and time, every second tastes like waiting. She is the only thing not moving while the night drips past the blinds. Outside, somewhere, sirens smear their color across the dark. But here, only the low murmur of almost voices. Her reflection in the back park glass arrives a fraction late, a ghost practicing being heard, a fraction more tired each time it appears. The gun is a thought she never thinks in words, just a small cold tomorrow pressed flat against her skin. Lipstick, smoke and time, everything fading at the edges. She watches the room grow older, one slow exhale at a time. Lipstick, smoke and time, every second tastes like waiting. She is the only thing not moving while the night drips past the blinds. Cigarette burns down to paper, cherry blinking its last red syllable. She crushes it out and the moment closes softly on itself. The glass keeps its stain, the air keeps its ghost. She rises slow as old film and walks through the smoke like it isn't even there. like little moons melting on their orbits around a lipstick bruise. Cigarette smoke writes crooked prayers above her shoulder and forgets each word. The clock behind the bottles doesn't tick, it sighs and sags and waits. There is dust in the light, and the light forgets her name. She is alone in a crowded, distant film, stuck between frames where nothing moves. Time drips down the side of the glass, slow, slower gone and still shades. A secret weight pressed warm against her ribs, meadow sleep behind her calm. She doesn't breathe, she rehearses the leaving. The bartender polishes the same old circle, never looking long enough to see her edges. Her heels rest like unanswered questions, one strap half open to escape. Ash falls, snow on a city no one visits anymore. She studies her reflection in the darkened mirror, just a blur where her face should be. Names float up from the bottom of the drink, then sink again before they're whole. She is alone in a crowded, distant film, stuck between frames where nothing moves. Time drips down the side of the glass, slow, slower gone and still shades. A secret weight pressed warm against her ribs, metal sleep behind her calm. She doesn't breathe, she rehearses the leaving. Outside, sirens stretch like old elastic, snap back into silence. Inside, a hidden gravity pulls her hand toward the fold of her coat. The gun is not a weapon, just a promise that the story could end. A fly circles the rim of the lamp, round and round like a year that never changes. She traces rings left by other glasses, little planets where strangers once orbited. Their laughter lingers in the cracks of the bar, faded graffiti in a language she forgot. Smoke halos her in unfinished portraits, smudged by every second she survives. She touches the stain on the glass as if it were someone else's mouth. She is alone in a crowded, distant film, stuck between frames where nothing moves. Time drips down the side of the glass, slow, slower gone and still she stays. A secret weight pressed warm against her ribs, metal sleep behind her calm. She doesn't breathe, she rehearses the leaving. Over and over and over again. Over and over again. Over and over and over again. Over and over leans across the bar like a confession that never quite forms. Smoke curls, slow handwriting in the air. Each letter unravels before it can spell her name. I smells inside the dim glass. Time liquefied, a slow surrender to the wound. She waits from nothing, for everything, for the quiet click behind her ribs. Lipstick, smoke and silence, so she has to hold a stain on a forgotten glass, the color of a half-told lie. She breathes in the evening shivers. She blinks and another word dies. Her dress, black as a closed door, slips into the shadows, every fold rehearsed for an exit. The clock above the bottles ticks like distant shoes, walking away from a life she never bothered to live. In her purse, a small weight, cold, deliberate, a secret spy for a hollow night. She fingers the clasp like a rosary of silver, praying to choices she has not made yet, but already regrets. Lipstick, smoke and silence, sorrow she has to hold a stain on a forgotten glass, the color of a half-told lie. She breathes and the evening shivers. She blinks and another hour dies. Outside, rain traces slow veins down the blind windows. The city dissolves into streaks of gray thought. Inside, her reflection wavers in the mirror of the bar. Two versions of the same woman arguing in stillness. One leans forward toward the door, toward the soft disaster of company. One leans back into the boots, worn leather, into the tender cruelty of being She counts the cracks in the bar top varnish, fingertip tracing old spills and ghost rings. Cigarette smoke curls into crooked halos, a slow gray staircase climbing the yellow light. Ice clinks once, then remembers to be still. Her drink forgets her name. A lipstick stain leans at the rim of the glass, like a red eyelash fluttering in a dream. She is the pause between the seconds, the long inhale before the answer. She is the wait inside the waiting, the last slow drop that never falls. Time walks past her, coat over its shoulder, but keeps one hand on her chair. Clock on the wall moves in broken grammar, its hands stutter in half-finished sentences. Outside rain mutters in a foreign tongue. Inside the air is velvet and verdicts. Her purse sleeps heavy against her hip, the quiet weight of an untold ending. Metal and oil pressed to cheap leather, a small dark promise she never quite remembers making. She stirs her drink, but not to taste it, just to watch the spiral lose its center. A laugh from the corner, her eyes already tired, dies halfway to her table. She is the pause between the seconds, the long inhale before the answer. She is the wait inside the waiting, the last slow drop that never falls. Time walks past her, coat over its shoulder, but keeps one hand on her chair. Names blur into smoke ribbons, faces slouch into shadow. She has been here for an hour, or a decade, or the blink between two heartbeats. Every mirror refuses her reflection, offers only the empty stool beside her. In the bottom of the glass, a tiny red moon, lipstick and melted ice, tides going nowhere. She is the pause between the seconds, the long inhale before the answer. She is the wait inside the waiting, the last slow drop that never falls. Time walks past her, coat over its shoulder, but keeps one hand on her chair. like slow gray snow. She does not move. The room forgets to breathe. She counts the cracks in the amber on the back of her glass, like tree rings of a lost decade. Ash trembles and surrenders, curls upward, chasing a memory of hands. The room talks in low halos, half faces, bent spoons, and a jukebox stuck on yesterday. Somewhere a laugh breaks like cheap porcelain and forgets what it was for. She is smoke on her tongue, never quite there, never quite gone. A pause between the seconds that won't end. Lipstick thawing on crystal, a bruise color moon. She drinks the distance between every ticking breath. Time drips down her wrist, cold and stubborn. She waits for nothing in particular, and nothing comes on time. A heel dangles like a question from the last bar stool. No one chooses on purpose. Condensation slides, slow deliberate through the red print on her glass, smearing the ghost of a promise. The bartender polishes the same corner over and over, trying to erase what never happened here. In her purse, metal sleeps, small, patient, a secret with a heartbeat. She is smoke on her tongue, curling around names she never learned to say, fading before they reach her teeth. Lipstick thawing on crystal, a single ready clip. She kisses the rim instead of the room. Time hangs from the ceiling fan, turning and turning. She watches it circle, but it never leaves. Outside, rain writes in broken cursive on the window, letters addressed to no one. Inside, the clock forgets a beat, then two, then pretends it never faltered. Her reflection doubles in the mirror, then triples, faces sliding past each other. Like strangers at a station, she lifts the glass, not to drink, only to feel the weight of something that still exists. She is smoke on her tongue, a question exhaled into yellow light, too late for an answer to matter. Lipstick thawing on crystal, a wilted red flag. She surrenders to the silence that hums beneath the band. Time sits beside her in an empty chair, hands folded, like a question nobody answers. Back to the mirror, eyes on the door that never opens. Cigarette smoke curling up into the dirty light. Thin gray rivers trying to escape the room. Ice melt slow inside her abandoned drink. A lipstick crescent bleeding down the rim. Some nights even the clock forgets how to move. She's killing an hour, one drag at a time. Let it burn, let it burn. Counting the cracks in the bar top in her hands. Lipstick in the loaded hour, sharing the same small glass. Nothing happens and somehow that's the heaviest thing. The bartender polishes the same clean spot. Avoids her face, learned that lesson a winter ago. She traces circles in a ring of water. Tiny tides rise and fall and going nowhere. On her thigh the weight of a secret, cold, deliberate. Pressed against a nylon side. In her head voices move like late trains arriving after everyone has gone home. She's killing an hour, one drag at a time. Oh, slowly ash falls soft like tired snow on the counter. Lipstick in the loaded hour, sharing the same small glass. The world keeps turning far from this forgotten chair. Outside, rain rehearses old excuses. Street lamps blur into long pale smears. Inside she bargains with the silence. One heartbeat for one more distant memory. She could stand, she could vanish, turn the handle. Scatter goes across the tiles, but she stays. Anchored by an unseen tide, by a name she never lets herself say. She's killing an hour, one drag at a time. Let it fade. Skin smelling ash, cheap gin and waiting. Lipstick in the loaded hour, sharing the same small glass. Time slips sideways through the crack beneath the door. The band in the corner plays something slow and tired. Notes that lean against each other for support. Her shadow longer than it ought to be. Pulls at her feet like spilled ink, like regret. There's a sound with no reason, breaks in the air, then falls back into her throat. Last ember winks out on her fingertip. She lights another because endings are for other people. She counts the cracks in a crooked mirror. I settle in like a tired sigh. Cigarette smoke spirals up a quiet staircase to nowhere in particular. Red lips pressed to a chipped glass rim, one perfect stain refusing to fade. Clock on the wall forgets its own ticking, lets the silence finish the sentence. Ashes on the hour hand, time burning down in her fingers. Every drag a borrowed year, hanging in the air, afraid to fall. She drinks the dust from a lukewarm glass, alone in the middle of everyone else. Velvet dress slips off one shoulder like a late apology. No one delivers. A laugh from the back dies before it reaches her. A wounded bird lost in the ceiling fan. Her purse sits heavy against her hip, a small cold secret learning her heartbeat. She stares through the bottles lined up like distant windows, each one a door she never walked through. Ashes on the hour hand, time burning down in her fingers. Every drag a borrowed year, hanging in the air, afraid to fall. She drinks the dusk from a lukewarm glass, alone in the middle of everyone else. The bartender wipes the same clean spot again. Voices blur into a soft gray river. Names and faces wash smooth. She waits for something that already left yesterday. Hidden metal resting in the dark like a period at the end of a thought. Ashes on the hour hand, time burning down in her fingers. Every drag a borrowed year, hanging in the air, afraid to fall. She drinks the dusk from a lukewarm glass, alone in the middle of everyone else. The dust on the neon lets the hours stack, crooked in the ashtray, names them and forgets them. Cigarette smoke curling up to nowhere, writing slow private hieroglyphs in cheap yellow light. Lipstick stain on the glass, red moon eclipse in her hand. She turns it just enough to watch it fade. She is the pause between seconds, a held breath no one notices. She is the wait inside the waiting, a locked door behind another door. Time walks past her, coat over its arm, doesn't say goodbye, doesn't say her name. The bartender polishes silence into something that almost shines, slides it down the lacquered wood. She doesn't touch it. There's a laugh far down the room, like a light underwater. It never reaches her shore. Inside her purse, cold metal, small obedient rain cloud folded into a pocket. She does not look at it the way a saint does not look at a wound already memorized. She is the pause between seconds, a held breath no one notices. She is the wait inside the waiting, a locked door behind another door. Time walks past her, coat over its arm, doesn't say goodbye, doesn't say her name. Outside the city forgets to sleep, forgets to wake, just hums in its glass coffin. Inside her shadow sits straighter than she does, smiles thinner, knows how this ends. how everything ends. Her clock coughs above the bottles, each tick a soft interrogation. She answers by not answering. Cigarette down to the filter, a small exhausted star. She crushes it into yesterday's news. Lipstick fading on the rim of the glass, like a promise rehearsed then abandoned mid-sentence. She stands only in her mind, in the mirror behind the bar. She is still sitting, hidden thunder sleeping in her bag. She lets it dream just a little longer. She is the pause between seconds, a held breath no one notices. She is the wait inside the waiting, a locked door behind another door. Time walks past her, coat over its arm, never says goodbye, never says her name. Glass half forgotten, lipstick crescent trembling on the rim. Time clings to it, cigarette a slow comment, ashen tail curling in the fever light. Then gone, shit varnish on the bars, names carved years ago. None of them hers. She counts the cracks in the mirror above the bottles, each one a year she doesn't mention. She is the pause between heartbeats, the breath of never quite returns. A question in a stranger's doorway, a lesson the night never ends. Lonely in a room full of shadows, held by the eyes that never asked why. A secret pressed flat in a wallet, a faded promise too tired to guide. Ice melts in in the amber dust. The bartender polishes emptiness, circles and circles, erasing fingerprints, leaving only her reflection. Her wrist rests near the leather of her handbag. Quiet wave, quiet meadow, the comfort of an exit she can't explain. Outside, rain loses its patience on the pavement. Inside, the clock forgets how to move. She is the pause between heartbeats, the breath that never quite returns, a question in a stranger's doorway, a lesson the night never learns. Lonely in a room full of shadows, held by the eyes that never ask why. The secret pressed flat in a wallet of faded commerce, too tired to die. All her lives folded like napkins, wine rings where faces used to be. She watches the door, expecting no one. Every opening a small rehearsal for goodbye. Smoke draws pillows around nothing in particular. Her laughter, life laid leaves early. She taps the stem of the glass, a soft, small metronome, keeping time with everything she's missed. She is the pause between heartbeats, the breath that never quite returns, a question in a stranger's doorway, a lesson the night never learns. Lonely in a room full of shadows, held by the eyes that never ask why. A secret pressed flat in a wallet of faded promise, to